Do graphics actually matter? I mean, they're awesome, no doubt about it. In Cyberpunk 2077, turning on ray tracing and walking around at night, yeah, of course they matter. It looks incredible. But it's also true that some games don't have ray tracing and we love those games too, right? We love pixel art, we love retro boomer shooters, we love games that do style instead of detail. Some games feel artistic, they can have a tightly focused vision, and we love that. It's a long way from the bleeding edge and that's great. So maybe it's just a dumb question. Yeah, sometimes graphics matter, sometimes they don't. Case closed, dumb video. So in my Half-Life 2 video, I called these new graphics window dressing, meaning none of this eye candy is actually necessary to the game, it's just a nice backdrop. But that got me thinking, is that always true? Are there games where cutting-edge graphics are actually crucial to what the game's all about? Let's look at Red Dead Redemption 2. It is impossible to talk about graphics without mentioning this game. Would this game still work if Rockstar didn't go for hyperrealism, but instead maybe did something like the low-res art style of Valheim? Because no one says Valheim's graphics suck. In fact, everyone says Valheim looks amazing, because it does. The sunlight is soft and thick, the colours are like a painting, the assets are all these simple repeated shapes with cute pixel art textures, and it's all consistent and highly disciplined, so it absolutely works. But there is something else happening here too, which breathes life into these low poly assets. Valheim's world sings, because it's pulling that well understood trick where new areas are always dangerous. Subnautica did it, heaps of games do it. In Valheim, new biomes are always dangerous when you discover them. You push up for resources until you're turned back by danger, and in the process your hormone glands squirt various chemicals into your brain, and the next thing you know, the game feels like a real place. See my Subnautica video for a better explanation. But the point is, in these games you don't need photorealism to make the game feel real, because the dangerous biome mechanic and the resulting emotions does it already. So what about Red Dead 2 then? Could this just be stripped back to pixel art and ultimately be the same experience? It's actually worth noting here that Rockstar make really unusual products. They make the big giant bestsellers, right? Like once a decade. But these games consistently ignore the common mechanics that make basically every other RPG work. To put it simply, there are no dangerous areas in Rockstar games. You really can go anywhere on the map, whenever you want, in any Red Dead or Grand Theft Auto game. Compare that to Fallout, or Skyrim, or Elden Ring, or Baldur's Gate 3, or pretty much any other AAA RPG. It's weird when you think about it, right? In Red Dead Redemption 2, there are no mechanics to associate places with emotions. In a sense, it's an anti-game. You can go anywhere and do nothing. Which raises the question, why the hell did you play this game? Was it the gameplay? Well, I don't know you, but no, it wasn't the gameplay, because the gameplay sucked. You drag your crosshairs over heads, that was the combat. Your starting pistol was as good as any other weapon, you never get better at anything, you didn't really learn new skills. This was not Doom Eternal. So, was it the story? Rockstar do the best writing of any game studio in the world, hands down. I can say that without hesitating. Their characters are always grounded and complex, and the drama's always excellent. But personally, I never sat down to play Red Dead 2 because I was itching to know what happened next. Games actually can't compete with movies and TV for story, because they have to give up on pacing and timing. So what was it? What was the prime motivator? Well, in my opinion, Red Dead 2 is a rare and wonderful thing in that the central appeal of the game is beauty. I wanted to keep playing Red Dead 2 because I wanted to keep looking at it. I wanted to go back to this campsite and look at this valley and then wander down to the river for a spot of hunting and then think of a reason to go up into these hills above Valentine. So, back to Night City. Is Cyberpunk a member of this rarefied class of game, where the cutting-edge graphics with all the bells and whistles, the window dressing, are a core part of what the game's about? Like always, these things depend on the player, because someone's playing Cyberpunk for the gameplay and someone's playing it for the story. But for me, yeah, Cyberpunk is another Red Dead 2. There are no dangerous areas in Night City. Your upgrades don't give you access to the scary burbs out west. You're not getting pushed out of gang turf. The combat, to be honest, isn't anything special either. All the fixes in the 2.0 patch were great, but yeah, it's all great. But that's not why I'm on my second playthrough. The story and writing are excellent. If Rockstar are the best writers, maybe CD Projekt Red are the second best. But no, the prime motivator here is the spectacle of seeing this thing on my screen. The technical and artistic accomplishment. Real-time rendering is its own medium. I don't really know why, but the fact that this is running on a video card matters. The constraints matter. They make this a distinct and special kind of beauty. So, hell yes, graphics matter. And to answer the question of whether they're necessary, yeah. In the absence of game mechanics that connect us to these worlds, these games are using graphics to brute force it, to make the place alive through sheer fidelity. Games that do this stuff, that spend $1 billion to push at the bleeding edge of what's possible, these are a gift to gamers and we're lucky to have them.